Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today, surprise surprise, we are doing another full face of first impressions. I know I've been doing so many of these recently and I know it can be quite annoying, but I'm trying my best to kind of like do different things on my channel, but occasionally I do, but then occasionally I do want to do a lot of first impressions because I do pick up things quite sporadically. So I'm kind of like going into Boots or Superdrug and getting like 3 for 2s and going online and finding such random things that I want. So today I've accumulated quite a few things, but then there's about 4 things that I've used before, so this is kind of like a first/second impressions. So the first thing, I'm going to go in with my primer, and I'm going to go in with my Elemis Superfood Primer. So this is a glow priming moisturizer like I've used a couple of times on my channel, and it's not like the second time I'm using this, so it's not like a second impressions basically, but I've been wanting to try more and more of this just because it actually seems like really nice, like a really nice moisturizing primer. And because my skin is so dry this morning, I've been trying my best to kind of keep on top of it because like I try my best, and with my sensitive skin it's sometimes a bit difficult to actually kind of get it to a point where I'm really happy for it to be moisturized. But one thing that I do kind of like about this is how kind of shimmery it is. So I know it's kind of a glow primer, so it's kind of like illuminating moisturizer, and sometimes I have mentioned that I don't really like that, but sometimes depending on my circumstances and how I'm feeling, I don't really want to look like Edward Cullen, like I'm the monster or something. I don't even know what the quote is, but like when he stands out in the sunlight and he's got glitter all over him, but but I mean, it's obviously not that bad, but it's kind of nice how it like sets on my skin. Like it's not really over the top when you look at the kind of the elf ones and the Charlotte Tilburys and all those dupes. This is a little bit different for what like the filters are, so this is a really nice kind of way to be a bit shimmery but have a really nice base for your makeup. So I'm going to go into foundation. So I recently did a Colourpop haul, so I bought a mystery box and I bought a couple of different things, and one of them I bought was the face and body makeup. So this is essentially a foundation. I'm hoping that this color is going to be okay for me. This is in Fair 4, so I got this part of like this is on sale, I think. So this is a creamy light diffusing foundation, veils skin to a flawless soft matte finish. So it's going to be a buildable coverage. So I've got my sponge because for me a sponge, although it does kind of suck up a lot of the products, I feel like having a sponge will always help. And I forgot to take the foil off. I didn't even realize that was on here. And this is gonna, it looks like it's a little bit brown, but I do have another concealer, so I'm just gonna give it a shake because I know that this is not the most recent product like for Colourpop, but yeah, I'm intrigued. It's very watery. Oh my god. All right, I think I might have put out too much, so I'm just gonna take a little bit and I'm just gonna put it on my face and just see what happens, because I've heard nothing about the coverage. I don't think I've seen anyone review it. I do watch a lot of people reviewing Colourpop. Okay, this is a tad orange, but we're gonna make it work. Even with like the Danessa Myricks Ghost foundation that I used recently, I make it work just because there's so many different things out there that I can use to make these things work. So I'm just gonna build this up and see if it gives me any coverage. If it doesn't really work, then I might use a brush, because again, sponges do like soak up a lot of products, but it doesn't seem like a lot has actually settled on there. But I think I might have to get a brush. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use the brush that I used for my primer, just because it's got a really nice bristles. So I'm just gonna, okay, I think that is much better. I'm just gonna blend it in, and yeah, it doesn't match me the best, but we shall continue using this. Okay, so this is a little bit of a weird one because it doesn't seem like it's a foundation, and I don't know how I would really use this on my body. It's kind of like a very thin layer of a foundation, so it's kind of like, I don't know, it is yeah, I don't know, it says massaging using your fingertips, buffing to skin using a kabuki brush. I mean, even regardless of what I'm actually using, it isn't giving me like much coverage, and it is well, like I mentioned, it's giving me a bit of a tan, because you can definitely tell the color differences, but I don't feel like this is doing anything for me, like apart from making me look like I'm from Essex or something. I don't really feel like it's done much for my skin. But I'm gonna just go in now with a concealer, because I know for sure, I've just dropped my sponge, I know for sure that my concealer will definitely help lighten things up. So I'm actually going to go in with my Hourglass concealer, and this is in the shade Birch. So I know that this is quite light for me, so I feel like this is going to kind of hopefully balance out, because I don't want to go out looking like a bit of an orange. And I'm meeting my friend today, so she's probably going to be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why are you looking so orange? So I am definitely going to be covering this up. So I'm just kind of not going in with a heavy amount, because I know sometimes with certain concealers they can be a bit much, and I know that this is quite a decent coverage. When I first used it, I felt like it didn't give me a whole load of coverage, but I mean, I'm now seeing that this is definitely going to help me with my orange, so I'm definitely going to use as much of this as I can. I am going to stupidly go in with like a concealer, with a bronzer, because I feel like that will definitely help. It dries up very quickly, so I know that this is not a new concealer by any means, but I feel like it's I mean, because it's a first impressions, well, second impression for myself. So just tapping this in. Okay, even though I have my fan on, I know that my top lip is starting to separate, and this is not a good sign, because it's going to completely like ruin my look. But we're just going to continue. We're going to go on with my bronzer. So we're going in with the Milk Makeup bronzer, and this is in the shade, if I can see it, Baked. So we are just going to take this just to kind of deepen things up slightly, just because that concealer is very, very pale. I know it kind of defeats the purpose of me kind of getting rid of some of the orange, but the orange is very, very noticeable. So I just want the tiniest amount on my kind of skin, because we don't want to be orange. I don't mind being pale, because I'm basically pale on a standard day anyway. But I'm just gonna blend this in. Okay, so let's go on to my favorite step ever, which is blush. So I finally have the Huda Beauty cheek tint. I did, in one of my previous Get Ready With Me's, did use one of the other cheek and lip tint that she got out recently, and this was £10 in Boots. So every Tuesday, I know Boots do their like deals for £10, and one of the last times that they did this, I did miss out, because I was just umming and ahhing about buying it, and I was like, you know what, this time I'm actually going to buy it. So I did pick up a couple of things as well that I will show you after, but I got the shade Baddie Berry, and I know that this is very deep for me. I do know that. I like to buy deep blushes sometimes, just because I like to see how it will work for my skin tone. So I just broke it in. Wow, that's a great step. That's great. Okay, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna open this up now, because it's literally embedded in the lid. Okay, this video is not going to plan, and that is really annoying, because that is literally stuck in there. All right, wow. I'm keeping this all in, just so we can see how fucking annoying this is. I'm gonna kind of push this in, and this is super annoying, because I mean, I have wanted to try this for so long, and now it's just completely stuck in the lid. I mean, it's out of the lid now, but it's stuck to the top, as you can see, and it just didn't want to move. So I'm just going to put this on now, because we're just going to see the rest of this makeup is not doing it so far for me. So I'm just going to blend this in, and it does blend out very nicely. I mean, it is nice, considering this foundation is not actually very nice, and it just kind of feels a little bit meh. But this blush is fine. I just wish it would work, and I don't want to push it down, because it is very, very sticky and a bit tacky, so I don't want to ruin the product, and I think it seems like it's kind of melted anyway. So that was a bit of a fail, but also wow, yeah, I don't really know what to say. It's a bit disheartening when you spend all your like money and it just breaks like this. I don't know if it was because of it in transit or something like that, but yeah, I'm gonna clean myself up and then we'll move on to highlighter. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to highlighter. So part of my order from Boots, I picked up the sleek copper plate highlighting palette. So I think this was about £6-7. I'm not even sure. It was pretty affordable. I've always wanted to try more by Sleek, but with this you get 4 different highlighters and a little brush. I'm not going to use the brush today because I feel like it probably won't bring anything to the table, so I'm going to use my own Spectrum one, and I'm going to use the shade number here, which I think is called shade 3. It's a bit of a pinky tone, so we're just going to set this on top, and I'm hoping it will give me something. Please be great. Yeah, okay, that's gone on really nicely. So I mean, with certain highlighters I just know for sure that they will work because they just look really, really nice and they just look like they'll work. So I'm just going to tap this in a bit on my nose. So far this makeup look I am not enjoying. I don't know what it is. Everything is just not working very well, and I don't want to just get rid of the video because I want to show you guys that sometimes certain makeup things for me just don't work, because everything, most of the time I am quite positive when it comes to like my makeup. I'm just going to set everything down with my setting powder, and yeah, I just want to obviously be realistic, because a lot of times people will just kind of get rid of videos that they don't really like, but I'm kind of like, I just want to show you that sometimes I do get major fails, and it's not always like, it's got nothing to do with maybe the brands at all. Obviously it's the product. So talking about that blush, I mean, that obviously was something in transit because I haven't even opened the box until now. Like, I hate when boxes just don't open, and I know that is a bit of an older product, so of course things get warm and things get soft along the way, and in like warehouses and stuff like that. So I'm not going to completely blame the product itself, it's just very frustrating. And even looking at like this foundation, it's just not looking nice. It's just, yeah, it just looks horrible on me. So I'm going to go in with my eye primer by Urban Decay, and then we're going to move on to a new eyeshadow palette. Okay, so now I'm finally trying something by Uoma. Well, not the first thing, this is like the third or fourth thing, but I was in my local TK Maxx and they had this palette, and I had to double take because I was like, oh my god, is that a palette? And yes, it is. So this is the Black Magic colour palette, and this was £12.99, and I have mentioned so many times that I hate it when people open and trash the boxes at TK Maxx, but thankfully no one had done that for this, and when I opened it, everything is still intact. The only thing that annoys the hell out of me are these security tags, because they have ruined my palette. Like, this is all like sticky residue now because I couldn't get rid of it. If you haven't seen this palette before, it's really colourful and the shimmers do look stunning, so I'm really hoping that this does some justice, because I haven't tried their standard eyeshadow palettes. I have tried the Uoma by Sharon, which is their kind of sister brand, their more affordable brand, which I did really like. So I'm going to start off with okay, so I don't want to mispronounce anything because I don't want to offend anyone, but they actually have the word in another language, and then they have the meaning. So I am going to say the meaning just because it's obviously easier for me to pronounce. So I'm going to go in with Water Spirit, which is this one, and it's kind of like a pinky transition tone. So I was actually looking online because I have no idea how long this palette has been out for, and I know that TK Maxx obviously don't really sell any new stuff, so I was a bit hesitant to kind of pick this up because I was like, I don't want this to be old and kind of be moldy and my eyes to kind of get infected or something, because last week I actually had some issues with my eyes which really annoyed the hell out of me, but they're all fine now. But I couldn't really see how long it's been out for. I just see that some places do have it at full price, and I was like, you know what, this will be probably the best opportunity to try this palette because I've not seen it in any other stores. I know that a few places do sell like the standard the palettes, but they're about £45, and I'm kind of like it's a bit expensive. But yeah, I'm kind of glad I picked this one up because it seems like that first shade is really stunning, and it looks a little bit different in the pan. Like it looks kind of orange on my eyes, where it looks kind of pink tone. So we'll see how it goes next. I'm going to go in with Glow, which is this one here, because it's a red, and of course I need to try the red. It kind of looks like a terracotta, like reddish tone. So I'm just going to take that out and kind of make it as a wing, because there's not really a deeper tone to make a wing, which is fine. So I'm just going to use this to blend. Okay, that's gone on really nicely. I'm so far liking this. There's this pink that I do not I'm not the biggest pink fan. I might go in with two shimmers because why not? I'm going to go in with All Relations just here. So this is it is more of a pinky shimmer, but I am just going to take not a whole load of it, but that's picked up a lot. So I'm going to put that kind of towards the middle and tap that in. That is very nice. Wow. I mean, I knew that Uoma is a really great brand. They, like, so many people I've seen reviews of just say that the palettes are absolutely stunning and that their makeup is stunning. So I really can't wait to try more. I've only tried well, like I mentioned, especially by this version of Uoma, I've tried their lipstick, and then Uoma by Sharon, I've used an eyeshadow palette and their blush and their foundation. Oh my god, their foundation is so far one of my favorite foundations of this year. You can buy it in Superdrug for like £12, and it's really worth it. It's amazing. And lastly, I'm gonna go in with Protector just here, and I'm just going to add that to the inner part, and we're just gonna blend that in. It's kind of similar to that last shade, but this is a bit more gold tone, but they're both very stunning. Wow. Okay, this palette is stunning. I mean, I am very glad I picked this up, especially for £12.99. I'm not gonna find this for £12.99 anywhere. Again, even the shade selection itself, like this blue and this green, I will definitely use in the future just because they're stunning colors. So now I'm gonna go in with a new eyeliner. So this is by Rimmel. I don't know if this is brand new, but it's new to me clearly, and this is their Scandal Eyes. So this is a really microscopic pencil, and I just want to see how it works because I've used so many liners recently that I feel like if I try like a drugstore one, we'll see how it works. But the Rare Beauty one that I used recently, oh my god, I'm obsessed with it. It is so stunning. Yeah, that's gone on really nicely. It's slightly kind of jagged, so if you're like, you have to go over things a few times just to kind of make things right, but so far it's a nice liner. So we're going to end on the lips now, and I've used this formula before, but I picked up a new shade because why not? And this is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Birthday Bestie. So I didn't realize how pink this is, but sometimes it can be different, the actual color itself to the packaging. So I'm hoping it's not too pink, and I'm hoping it's a bit more nude tone. So yeah, if you haven't tried this formula before, they are really good. Oh no. It's so pink. This is not what I wanted. Okay, I might have to do a Barbie look soon with this. Okay. This is definitely not the shade I wanted. My god. Okay, this is my finished look. I didn't enjoy doing this completely. The only thing I love is that eyeshadow palette, and the highlighter is still quite nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys could tell this is not my best look. This is not my best work when it comes to kind of makeup looks and videos, because so much has pissed me off in this video, and the blush itself pissed me off the most. The foundation just isn't really anything. Like, look how orange it is, and again, it could be the color, but even putting it on, it just feels very dry, and even though it's very watery, like when you're kind of squeezing it out, there's not much going on. And the eyeliner is very nice. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't really have much else to say about this look, to be honest. This eyeshadow palette, I love it. I cannot wait to use it again. Apologies for it being so chaotic and it being just too much, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. What have you picked up recently? Is there anything that you're looking forward to in the makeup world? And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on in my social medias, because I'm always active on there. Thank you so much for sitting down and listening to me ramble on, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.